I'm back. I'm so sorry that I left you guys. And there's a whole lot of excuses. One of them that's pretty good, but after that, I'll give you a recap. So, guess what? I made it another week. In that time that I was not there, made it exactly 7 days for about the third time in a row. And then we failed. But my excuses for not being here: I was on a family trip for 4 days, which was kind of a buffer, big guardrail for not relapsing, for not acting out, in the sense that I was around family constantly, didn't have really a time to pursue any of that negative terribleness, for lack of a better word, pornography, masturbation. Just wasn't really able to, and didn't really want to, because it was a positive environment. And then following that, it was kind of a cesspool of mediocrity and just sleeping in way too long. We're talking like 9.5 hours, and we're talking like 4 or 5 hours a day of video games. Like, what? One of my standards is never play video games. And spending some time with my brother. He's a big gamer. No problem to do it with a sibling if I'm helping him, if I'm being his brother. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference. There's a difference. Social settings, very rarely, if you're doing it as an act of partaking with family, with friends. But if you're just hanging out and it's like 2 in the morning and you're on hour 3 straight, and you're like, I need to go to bed. I have better things to do. This is going to ruin my sleep schedule. This is going to ruin, you know what I mean? That's a mess. That's bad news. And then the biggest thing that I just realized is that one of my accountability partners, my sponsor, if you will, for that 12-step group that I've talked to you guys about, he is pretty much the opposite of my mentality. Not going to say his name, not downing this guy, but we are just polar opposites on 90% of issues, which is kind of an issue. Just in the sense that I am motivated by challenge. I am motivated by hardship. I get excited when things are difficult, when I have to push through the pain, when I have to overcome, when I have to, you know what I mean? Like, see what I'm made of. Like, that gets me fired up. That gets me going. Wow, sidetrack here. I'm in a suit because I just came from my business internship. We had a meeting there. But anywhere, his 100% philosophy is self-care. Is you need to take a break. Is you need counseling. Is you need help. Is you can't do this on your own. And a lot of that is very helpful. But the dosage that he preaches it makes me re-question my entire philosophy. It makes me rethink every thought I've ever had. And he always challenges me to think differently, if that makes sense. When this guy is, again, not downing him, we're just stating facts. When this guy is only a couple years younger than my mom, he's like 36. Yes, my mom's young. Beside the point. He's 36, and he's still affected by pornography at a deep level. And sure, yeah, he's had longer terms of sobriety than I have, but at 36, at nearly twice my age, he's still dealing with this. And guys, if I were to still be dealing with this at 36, that would mean an addiction of 25 years. 25 years. You think 8 is bad? 25. That's called a ruined marriage. That's called ruined financially. That's called no purpose in life. Whoa. And not saying that if that's where you're at, that you're completely hopeless and you might as well give up. But I'm just saying, the longer that you let this go on, the stronger that cable in your brain becomes for that one track mind of, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this, I need pornography, I need masturbation, I need my fix, I need to escape reality and not face my problems. And when I think of excitement and challenge and growing myself and stretching myself and becoming stronger and stuff like that, he sees I'm being too hard on myself. He sees I need to slow down. He sees I should sleep in. You know what I mean? And when I developed these standards, it was a sense of, okay, these things are when I'm cushy, and these cushy things make this cushy and makes me cushy, and I just kind of let things slide, if you will. Whereas he said this specifically, he said video games are healthy, and they're a means of validation, and they're entertainment, and they're a lot better than looking at pornography. Yes, this is true. And therefore, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. No big deal. But my self-control, as I've spoken about, is down the tubes. So I can't be like, oh yeah, we'll play a couple rounds, like half hour, shut off, no big deal. No, it'll be 3.5, 4 hours, and I'm prioritizing that above making a call, making a YouTube video, reading, getting to bed on time, etc., etc., etc. And when I think about it, if you've ever heard the phrase, if it doesn't matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter now, now you have. And that is basically just saying, like, people spend so much time, especially in this generation, in this day and age, on things that don't matter. Okay? Like, developing friendships. Yes, long-term friendships. Those are matter. Your family, they matter, obviously. Income matters. You need to keep living and providing. But an achievement, unless you are streaming these games and it's a means of communication or income, like, what's that achievement going to do for you? When you die, do you want to be remembered by your top achievements? Do you want to be remembered by the guy who, this is me, who got every single achievement in Black Ops 2 multiplayer? Every single one. Put a month of playing time into that bad boy. A month of my life. If I were to sit down January 1st and play nonstop, no eating, no sleeping, no drink, no nothing, no talking to anybody else, for 31 days straight, that's how long, that's, boom. Over the course of 3 years, I put a 1 month chunk of my life into that game, straight. And afterwards I can say, yeah, I got every single achievement on Black Ops 2 multiplayer. Look at me, wow, incredible. But that game's pretty much obsolete now. And while the latest, greatest, newest game might seem like the coolest thing ever, might seem super fun, it is. It probably is. It's probably awesome. It's probably a lot of fun. But a new character, level 17, 500 coins of in-game currency, what's that doing for your future? What's that doing for your family? What is that doing? And you guys can be completely opposite perspective of me, and I appreciate that. And I think that's great, and everybody has their own opinion. And you can take this with a grain of salt. Because I was 100% in that boat at one time. And even over the last couple days, I was just hanging out in that boat. I was laying down, being average in that boat. But that doesn't work for me. my longest terms of sobriety is when I have cut that stuff out completely. And then, so yeah, I got to be very straight up, very honest with him. That's going to be a interesting conversation coming up here soon. And then the biggest positive thing would be I just downloaded Covenant Eyes on both my laptop and my phone. So that is my only internet browser, is through this app. And it will send anything that it thinks is questionable, if you will, to my dad, my youth group leader, and my sponsor in this 12-step group. All three of them. Do I want to disappoint my dad? Do I want to disappoint my youth group leader, who's one of my best friends? Do I want to disappoint my sponsor? No. And knowing that that is going to send exactly what I'm looking at to them, puts your searches and your video watches and everything into a black and white perspective. Like, you start typing in and you're like, whoa, this is going to be sent to my father at the end of the week, if not right now. And that's where we're at. And we're also adding restrictions to my phone in the sense of cannot download games. Can't. Honestly, it is so much easier when you literally just don't have access to these things to deal with them, because you don't have to think about it. Life is so much easier with things that you don't have to think about. Like, when you're first learning how to walk, it was really hard. It was very difficult, very strenuous. Obviously, none of us remember this, but I guarantee you're not thinking about how to walk today. You're not thinking about how to breathe, until I mentioned it, of course. You're not thinking about these things that you just so naturally do because it's become a standard, it's become a habit, and you don't even have to think about it. When you don't have to think about pornography, it no longer has control on you. When you no longer have to think of, like, I'm not going to do it today, I'm not going to do it today, then you've moved on. You're bigger, you've overcome, you're strong, you're more than that. And every single one of you is more than that. That's a fact. Including myself. And, yeah, with that, guys, that's the recap. Again, really sorry I didn't have a video. First, I had a decent excuse of being with the fam on a trip. Really never had time. Alone time, which was good and bad. And then 2, totally just tossed standards out the window and was basically just binging on video games the last few days. So yeah, a few more additional updates that I hope to cover, but those are the biggest ones. So really excited about the Covenant Eyes. I'm definitely going to keep you guys posted on that. Also got a new job, which is going great. But yeah, I hope you guys are all staying strong out there. Christmas is a week away. Comes so fast. And then 2019 is right on its heels. So I would encourage everybody to get some momentum right now. Don't make the resolution and then wait till January 1st. Make the resolution to start today. Because you know you should have started yesterday. Don't underestimate today and overestimate tomorrow. Start today, guys. Conquer today. And a byproduct will be conquering tomorrow. So, with that, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. It's a fact. It's going to happen. And, yeah, take care. Stay strong out there. Peace.